We interrupt this podcast with a special charity update. Special Olympics Colorado donors rejoice. The budget to send each Team Colorado athlete to Seattle for the Special Olympics USA Games has now gone down to $500 thanks to the team's partnership with CenturyLink. There's still time to donate to all of the links for Team Colorado athletes in bowling, unified soccer, track and field, tennis, and aquatics to get to Seattle for the games. If you can click the links in the description below and donate whatever you can, it will be very appreciated and all the athletes will thank you for it. This has been a special charity update. Tune in next time for another update and a special charity highlight.
What we do here is go back.
Welcome to the Revamped Teen Titans Go Saga the podcast. I'm Raven, the commentator, 2001. I'm Raven.
And I'm Robin.
Well, first of all, what we would like to say is happy St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully this podcast comes up on St. Patrick's Day. Otherwise, what I just said would be irrelevant. And another thing is that I would like to issue an apology for schedule inconsistencies. I thought that it was going to come out at some point earlier last week, but it didn't happen because, well, I am an extremely busy person and I didn't get to that schedule. But enough about that. We are going to get to 4 new episodes today. We are going to get to Ghost Boy, La Larva de Amor, Hey Pizza, and Gorilla. Alright, let me see if I can get a timer going. While I get my timer going, why don't you and Raven cover for me?
Well, what is there anything that we can talk about?
I think we got the timer started. So we're gonna start with Ghost Boy. 15 minutes starts now. So here's the summary for this one. Beast Boy has been pranking Starfire, Cyborg, Raven, and Robin a lot. So the Titans decide to give Beast Boy a taste of his own medicine and turn him into a fake ghost. Hence the quotes in the episode. So, before I talk about how I felt about the episode, Raven, what did you think of it? It was a little iffy for me, it was kind of bad. There are some good moments in the episode, but other than that, it's just, it's just not that good. What about you, Robin? What are your thoughts on the episode?
I kind of have to agree with Raven on this one. I mean, it wasn't like a pretty good episode either. I mean, like, I don't know if you might know this, but I don't think that some people might be raging like Nicolas Cage when he gets stung by the bees.
Oh yeah! Speaking of which, did either of you see the thing about Nicolas Cage? He's going to be voicing Superman in the new Teen Titans Go movie. Really? Yeah. And there are also going to be 2 other celebrities who are going to be in on the action as well. Like, Lil Yachty's going to be voicing Green Lantern, Halsey is going to be voicing Wonder Woman, and now Nicolas Cage is going to be voicing Superman. Oh. And now he's going to be Superman. But back to the topic of the episode at hand. Let's see, this one, according to my notes, has 20 cons and 12 pros in total. So here are some of the pros of the episode, or just some of the things about it that I really liked. One is that Robin is, like, basically insulting Beast Boy whenever he tries to pull a prank on him. It was like Beast Boy. And I like that his cape goes through his head. For the Titans, Robin, Raven, Cyborg, and Starfire, they don't like Starfire's pranks, and that Raven and Robin do have a point about pulling pranks. It was like, we're sick of you pulling pranks all the time and stuff like that. And then there's a little bit of the clothes smelling thing after that little prank that he does. I'll explain later. And there's also there's Cyborg working on his arm, which was pretty, but but it was like Beast Boy like as a ghost, from the spell of some sort. It was pretty interesting and funny. Sorry about that. I'm just reading through notes. And there are also like some other things, like Starfire's little thing about like paying the price. It's like she says something like, "No price is too high for doing what's right," when they go and rescue Beast Boy. And there are also like the Titans like as ghosts that they're annoyed with like Beast Boy, and that little Starfire's little part of it, and that was pretty funny. However, there are some cons to this. Is that there was like there's like Beast Boy's a dinosaur in the closet trying to scare Robin. That was kind of out of place. And there's owl pellets in Cyborg cereal, which is kind of disgusting. There's Beast Boy as a cockroach, which is disgusting, as well. And there's also like the dead Beast Boy joke. It was like very disturbing, and it was like Starfire getting scared. I think this is like one of the show's instances of dark comedy. And since this is a very full episode, we're gonna get to almost all the cons here. And then there's Beast Boy jumping into a volcano, and then like and then there's like the slow motion in the part where they group to the volcano, where they go up to the volcano, and then like Cyborg dies after his injuries, and then Robin dies by falling off the mountains, and then Raven dies by being shot by a laser. But wait a minute, she's a ghost. She doesn't really have a soul. And there's also like Starfire dying by a laser as well. And like Beast Boy is like lying about like being a ghost, and then Beast Boy dies. And it says the other ghosts laugh at him. And the other thing about it that I really don't like is the ending. The ending of it basically is just like the ghosts basically just like dancing with each other, stuff like that. I'm gonna have to look at those like. It's like, the episode ends with the Titans laughing until Cyborg asks, "So, what now?" Well, almost all 5 of them were dead, and so it's like, yeah, it says, it's like, and here's some of the trivia for this one. This is the first episode that aired as a single segment with a rerun of Legendary Sandwich. Oh yeah? And then there's Silky being absent for a 3rd time. And then there's, like, it's unknown why Starfire didn't use a washing machine in the laundry room to wash Beast Boy's clothes, which was previously shown in Laundry Day. And that it is revealed that Beast Boy's long life dream was to jump into a volcano. A volcano? Really? And then, like, there's, like, some that Beast Boy could have turned into a bird or any flying animal to avoid falling in a volcano, but he didn't. And then, oddly, as a ghost, Cyborg still has his mechanical parts. Raven or Starfire could have caught Robin to prevent him to falling to his death, but he couldn't. And this is the first time the other Titans die, and the second for Cyborg. And then the title of the episode is a pun to Beast Boy. And there's also, like, Beast Boy being seen naked, and Starfire's exclamation of not lying, and then Robert's desire to gain superpowers. It's like, when he turns into a ghost, he's like, finally! He has superpowers. Well, he's still a good character.
Well, I don't know about that whole thing exactly. I mean, yeah, sure, it's probably cool that Robin is like this ghost and everything, but other than that, like, I just don't even see the point in I don't really see the point in Robin being a ghost in the first place if he ever wanted superpowers.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I absolutely agree with in that sense. So, yeah, that's pretty much that. Alright, and so there are no villains in this episode, which was actually a little bit and it was like the Titans all dying unexpectedly, and there was like that's the little running gag here. There are also like a lot of references here and there, and it also shares similar things to the Teen Titans comic The Beast Boy Who Cried Wolf, where Beast Boy pranks all of his teammates, and it's similar to the original Teen Titans episode Forces of Nature, with Starfire even referring to Beast Boy as a Klarbag Volbernick, as she did in the original episode. The difference is that while Beast Boy wanted to prank her in the episode, Starfire was accidentally caught in the crossfire of a prank intended for Cyborg. So that's why she's vulnerable to pranks. That's just really awful. So, do you want to add anything to that episode? Anything, like, appropriate?
No, but, I think that, like I said before, the episode is just kind of iffy. I actually kind of didn't, like some of the parts in it in the first place. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Maybe, like, that little part of it here.
Alright, so, yeah, this, like I said before, this has 20 cons and 12 pros in total, so the cons is about, like, let's see, sorry, this has about, like, 18 more, the cons have, like, 18 more than, like, the pros here, is, like, when you add, like, eight more cons to that, then the number of it is basically bigger than, basically greater than the number of pros. And we're going to be still looking at that. And the next one that we're going to be talking about, it has 33 pros and 22 cons. This one has 13 pros and 25 cons. And don't mean to sound a little spoilery, but the last one has 35 pros and 35 cons and 9 pros in total, but we'll explain very much later. Yeah, but other than that, other than that, there's really not much to say about Ghost Boy. I mean, this was, like, the first, like, part of Teen Titans Go, and it's, like, a little first piece of evidence that Teen Titans Go in season 1 has definitely started to go downhill after the first 4 episodes, which were, like, segmented episodes, by the way, some good, some bad, and, you know, that really, really sucks, and it's just not, yeah, it's not as decent as it used to be back in the first 4. Even in its early days, it's just definitely gone, like, a little haywire. It's definitely seeming like the writers, they just genuinely don't care about what the people in the audience think, and yeah, that's not a very good sign. Alright, so we're done talking about the Ghost Boy episode. Now we're going to talk about La Larva de Amor. So I'm going to read, like, part of the plot this time. Like, 2 paragraphs, actually. I was like, oh, and by the way, we all know the reason why we love cartoons, and that's because even the simplest episodes of some cartoons can teach you really important life lesson. Like, the lesson that we can learn from Ghost Boy is that sometimes pranks can just go a little bit too far. Wouldn't you guys agree? Yeah, there are times when pranks go too far.
Absolutely.
Alright, so we are gonna start the timer now. The episode starts with all of the Teen Titans except Starfire sitting in the living room. Beast Boy has a large plate of cookies in front of him. He's sitting by Raven, who is using her powers to play with a Rubik's Cube. Cyborg is seated on her other side, texting on the phone. Robin is sitting to the right of of Beast Boy reading a Batman comic book. Beast Boy eats a cookie and drinks some milk, forming a milk mustache. Robin, never losing an opportunity for competition, goads him into making milk mustaches. Cyborg and Raven join in, and it becomes an all-out war of the stashes. Starfire shows up, interrupting her game, asking the Titans if they will take care of Silky while he is away. They promise to do an excellent job, so Starfire leaves. As they make more milk mustaches, Beast Boy irritates Cyborg by cheating using a 10-year-old soy milk carton, causing him to throw old soy milk at Beast Boy. It misses and it hits a button opening the elevator that Silky goes out of. A few minutes later, the Titans realize Silky is gone and go to look for him. Silky is meanwhile outside and ends up in Mexico after a series of amazing coincidental accidents. So that's basically almost the entire plot, is that he goes to Mexico and he has a really excellent adventure. And so, listen to this part here. He meets a Mexican woman named Sonia and they hang out. This upsets her ex-fiance, Carlos. The Titans cannot find Silky and worry a lot. Beast Boy says he can change into a Silky and hang with Starfire until they find the real Silky. Raven says that won't work because he'd be missing and Silky will be green. Cyborg finds what it looks like a dead Silky, causing the Titans to scream in horror. But it was just a shed, a hollow skin of it. Cyborg then tells them that the real Silky is still out there. Back in Mexico, Silky hangs out more with Sonia and Carlos comes and kidnaps them. They are in a cell when Silky slips out of his chains. He is able to sneak past the guards, armed with AK-47s. Silky ends up on a balcony where Carlos challenges him to a duel. After a brief sword fight, Carlos falls off the edge and Silky saves Sonia. He then leaves her, making her sad. Back at the tower, Starfire comes back wanting to see Silky. They try to fool her, saying she was sleeping, but Robin says that they lost Silky. Starfire gets furious at the Titans and starts throwing star bolts at them until Silky comes home by himself. She is happy to see him and she asks her friends if they want to see the images of her journey. The episode ends with the 4 hurt Titans groaning in pain on the floor.
Ugh, that's not a very good sign.
Alright, so what did you guys think about this episode?
Well, I thought this was the better of, like, the 4 episodes that we have seen so far. And, like, it's not as mean-spirited as, like, say, some of the other episodes that we have seen and heard of. But other than that, I actually really enjoyed it.
I agree, it stayed with me here. I thought it was a lot of fun, I thought it was all just, like, lighthearted, and it was, like, it just kind of gives you a little bit of a smile. If you're looking for something to, cure, your sadness, then this might make your day somehow.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that. And in fact, a lot of A Day More, there's, like, a lot of pros to it. And there's, like, the fun milk mustache scenes, with, like, tons of references to celebrities and Hulk Hogan and, like, Mr. T or Hulk Hogan, the Mario mustache, like, the Mario reference, the Lord of the Rings, all that stuff. And there are also, like, the Titans obliging to take care of Silky, and then there are a lot of, like, fun little hijinks on Silky's adventure to Mexico, and I also like that little Spanish roasting scene. I am a Spanish student, so yeah, and there are also, like, Batman and Alfred make a cameo, and then, like, the whale part in that adventure scene, it reminded me a lot of Jonah, a VeggieTales movie. That, and, like, there's Beast Boy, like, as a mouse and getting, like, a cereal prize, and then it's, like, Raven saying, like, you don't have to say go every time we do something. And there's, like, a nice interaction between Sonia and Silky, and then, like, the woman, like, really loves Silky, and I thought And what's great about it is that the adult innuendo is minimal, which is what I really liked. And there are also like great scenes in Mexico, and there's impressive use of Carlos's cane, and there's like good burn scene in Spanish, and that Silky has the ability to get out of the jail cell, and there's like a creative escape scene, especially with the guards who have AK-47s, and it's like he falls out, and this is like the last time. It's like the last time of like Silky and the woman's interactions. They were very sweet, and the truth was revealed that he was lost, and that Starfire comes down after Silky returns. But there are like cons that greatly affect this. Like how there's like milk armpits, which was pretty gross, and there's like licking behind the ears, was like ew, and there's like 10-year-old soy milk, which is like absolutely disgusting. I mean, who would want to drink 10-year-old soy milk? That's extremely gross. Ugh. And then there's like Cyborg drinking it, which like there's like almost Cyborg soaking it, which almost just makes me want to puke. And there's Robin smelling lipstick and, like, unlocking her diary, which is a bit of an invasion of her privacy, and there was, like, a dead body under Starfire's bed, and, like, there's, like, Silky running away. There's also, some little stuff against on the wall, and there's Beast Boy eating cereal wrong, and then he changes to Silky, and they're mourning over Silky's shed, and that's just freaking sad. And there's Beast Boy overreacting, and then the guards don't notice Silky's escape, and then Carlos, he tries to kill Silky, and then they said the Titans are lying about Silky, and then Beast Boy disturbs Starfire, and then there's Starfire getting angry and attacking the Titans while destroying the hall, and then there's screaming, and there was like the ending was messed up beyond belief. And to repeat what is said here, it's like the episode ends with the 4 hurt Titans groaning in pain on the floor. And this is just pretty sad because, you know, when a friend gets injured, then there could have been, like, police. Then police, like, could have been called, but no, the police haven't been called, or even an ambulance.
You know, one thing excuse me for 1 second.
No, of course. Oh, that was wonderful. Good time was had by all. I'm ready to move on.
Yes, I think we need to talk about a little, something else. So, Raven and I have been, planning, a little something. Do you want to tell, everyone what it is?
Well, we've been thinking that, we are going to, do a superhero history series.
What? I thought we were gonna do a superhero movie review series.
What?
A superhero movie review series. You know, the movies made by DC and Marvel and those outside of DC and Marvel. You promised before, right? Before, Black Panther came out.
Well, I've been wanting to tell you, it's a documentary series.
You promised, Raven!
Promised? Did I really say promise?
Yes, you did, Raven.
Well, I believe that we need to do a history documentary series.
A movie review series, Raven.
A history documentary series on superheroes.
A superhero movie review series, Raven.
Can we have a second?
Yes, of course.
Dude, we cannot do a superhero movie review series this time around. It's not gonna be that much fun.
Oh, it's gonna be very fun, trust me. What do you mean? We're gonna start with a Marvel movie first. Just trust me, it's gonna be fun.
Okay, Robin. You win. Well, after a bit of discussion, Robin and I have decided that we are going to do a superhero movie review series before we even do a superhero history series.
That's right.
So, we're gonna start with a Marvel movie.
Alright. Now, moving on. Hey Pizza. So, here's a little plot synopsis for this one. Cyborg and Beast Boy want to get a pizza in over 30 minutes so that their pizza would be free of charge. But the delivery boy is seemingly unstoppable. It is becoming a bit of a challenge, and an all-out war of wits between them starts. Meanwhile, Robin struggles to decide whether to build a senior center or a pool.
Wow, sounds like a pretty complicated, decision to make.
But it might be worth it, I think.
So, what did you, think about this episode?
It's a bit. It was.
Is there something wrong?
Well, it's pretty hard to describe it. I mean, I just didn't really like that. Almost all the parts of the episode. It's almost like the writers saw the writing on the wall and they just like instantly gave up.
Well, so, there are also some, like, pretty bad moments of, like, the, Beast Boy and Cyborg harassing the pizza guy, which is what, I really didn't like.
Yeah, me too. I just think this episode is just kind of bad. Otherwise, like, besides some of the good parts in there's just really not much to talk about in this episode. Because that's when, Season 1 of Teen Titans Go started to go downhill. And it really, really is a huge bummer. And that's primarily because of a lot of the bad stuff happening here and there, and it's like, I just couldn't do it. Just really couldn't do it. Ugh.
So, how about you, Robin? What are your thoughts on the episode?
I'm gonna have to agree with Raven on this one. It was very bad. I really just didn't appreciate a lot of the stuff that's been happening, with, Cyborg and Beast Boy with the pizza guy and everything. Like, I just didn't really like that at all.
Alright, so we're gonna get to the pros of the episode first. One of the pros being like Beast Boy and Silky in a pool, and that Raven fixes the thermostat. I know this is going to reveal a lot of spoilers to some of the people who haven't seen the episode, and that Robin has a bit of good news, and there's like something like a pool is like good and all, and then like Robin raises like a good point about helping us out, and even the seniors come and visit. So and then the first war of the Pizza Boy versus Cyborg and Beast Boy. The good news is that Cyborg and Beast Boy don't win that one, and the seniors are very nice to Robin, and that Starfire gives like good information on sunscreen, and then like Beast Boy and Cyborg realize like what they've done after all this time that they've been harassing the pizza guy, and then like Robin made the right choice in the end, which was to help build a senior center. That in like Beast Boy and Cyborg's tantrum was pretty funny, and there's Silky in a bikini, which I found pretty funny. But there are also a lot of cons that unfortunately affect this episode as a whole. First of that is like it's scorching hot and everything outside. It's like everything is melting and everything is burning, and that Silky and Beast Boy are sweating like little pigs, and there's Silky deflating, and then the water in the pool turns into volcanic lava that in Beast Boy threatens Cyborg if he doesn't fix the thermostat and fails. So Cyborg doesn't fix the thermostat, even though Raven helped him. She doesn't give any credit. And the pool might not happen. It's like, wouldn't like Cyborg be destroyed in the water, like if he were ever like in a pool or whatever? And then there's basically a bit of like stereotypes of the elderly, like there's like elder people who sleep and they have this little pool of water, and then they push their dentures out of their mouth. It's like, ugh, that's disgusting. Robin would really make up his mind earlier in the episode. And that little bathing suit joke with, like, Raven and Beast Boys, part of Raven and Beast Boys' conversation, I thought that joke was, like, very creepy. And I just didn't find it funny. And it's like they didn't like have to pay for pizza. That's what I kind of found confusing. And it's that they didn't have to like repeat the whole thing about the pizza in 30 minutes. They said it like 1, 2, 3 times. And it just kind of got annoying. And then there is one big complaint that I have about this. A bikini in a kid's show. You heard me right. There is a freaky bikini in a kid's show. A kid's show. There are kids that might be showing this. That and there are also like a lot of kids that might not get what a bikini is. A bikini is basically just like women's swimwear exposing their bellies just in the just the lower part here. That and like the elder's fingers, ugh, they were gross. And there's Silky spitting out a dollar bill. And there's like Cyborg and Beast Boy bullying the poor pizza delivery boy, and that's what I find very sad. It's that the constant harassment of the pizza boy. I do feel very sorry for the pizza delivery boy. It's just that I really just didn't appreciate the fact that they were only doing this just so they could get free pizza. It's like, ugh. And then there's Beast Boy and Cyborg harassing the pizza guy again, and there's Beast Boy stealing Robin's wallet, and there's another pointless pizza war, and there's like too much pizza. They ordered too many pizza, and that pony ride thing I really didn't get, and that Zippy's pizza is destroyed, which is part of how bad I feel for the pizza delivery guy in Zippy's. I mean, how is he gonna get another job? Yeah, I agree. Like, I almost felt bad for that pizza delivery guy, too. It's like, he's been working so hard to serve people pizza, and yet this is the treatment that he gets. Like, seriously, how often do you think that, McDonald's workers get harassed whenever they don't get their McDonald's Szechuan sauce with their chicken tenders or chicken McNuggets?
Yeah, that whole Szechuan sauce thing, it's been going around, like since last year. With like fans getting enraged over McDonald's Szechuan sauce. There's shortage of the sauce. That's not what made that filled up. It's the fact that they were so inspired by Rick and Morty to get the Szechuan sauce that these poor fans, they're not getting it, and they're harassing McDonald's workers for it.
Yeah, and that process has been done ever since I don't know, October of last year. They tried to sell it for one day and it failed. There are like lots of fans screaming, "Where's the sauce? Where's the sauce? Where's the sauce?" Like, ugh. That, if you were to ever go to a McDonald's and they sell the Szechuan sauce with the chicken tenders, just know that they're doing this for you, the people, and Rick and Morty fans, so that everyone else doesn't have to. It's almost like I feel bad for the McDonald's workers and Zippy's pizza delivery boy.
Yeah, I feel bad for it too. I mean, after Zippy's pizza is destroyed, where is he gonna work now? Is he gonna work at Burger Splode or something?
Yeah, he might work at Burger Splode after this, just to like get some finances to fix the Zippy's pizza establishment after this is done. Now, moving on to Gorilla. And before we even discuss this episode, this is just about the character of Robin in and of itself. I'd like to take a moment to address how he acts in this episode in any way that some people would. Now, some of you might remember this quote from Lorax. It's from Dr. Seuss. And he writes in the book, "Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better." It's not. This quote basically applies to Robin as a character, like I think the writers of the show when the episode was first being produced. The show has been recently getting a lot of hate ever since like its premiere, and it's because it's not the same thing as in the original show. That and they just made Teen Titans more kid friendly.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what with this one. As I was watching this episode through a commentary, it's almost like the writers and the producers of the show saw the writing on the wall, and they just instantly gave up.
Well, so they wanted to make a little bit of a episode on leadership, and that's why that mattered in this episode, apparently.
Well, speaking of which, here's the plot summary for this. Beast Boy turns into a loud, obnoxious gorilla and refuses to attack, driving Robin crazy. Gorilla Beast Boy takes over the leadership of the Titans, leading to chaos. So Cyborg teaches Robin how to become alpha male so he could reclaim his role as the leader of the Titans. So, what did you guys think about this episode? Just try not to be too angry.
Oh gosh, that episode was just so bad. I mean, it's like, what were the writers doing to themselves? Like, they clearly had a bit of a motivation behind it. Wait, what was it, that the little behind the scenes thing? I didn't get it the first time around, like, especially in the beginning when Robin is basically just bossing the other Titans around, and it's like, yeah, come on, hit me. I'm the leader. You obey me. You're gonna have to do what I tell you. Just, that was bad.
Yeah, I agree with you. I find this episode to be absolute garbage. Like, I really see the point of him being a good leader when he's bossing other people around. And there's Beast Boy being nasty as a gorilla, and there's also Cyborg having a bit of a bad attitude too. And that's like what I also did appreciate as well.
So normally I would start with the pros, but since this episode has more cons than pros, I'm just gonna go over them all. So there's Robin holding a whipping stick of some sort while Raven, Starfire, and Cyborg do the little exercises, and there's Cyborg hitting them, and then there's Cyborg falling apart, and it's like Robin's sour attitude that's like the contributing factor. Well, that, and there's Starfire as like the Egyptian queen, and that is so dumb. And there's like the whole 900 jump squats thing, which is what I really didn't like about that. And there's like Beast Boy being late, and then like Beast Boy and Robin become very nasty to each other, and there's like Beast Boy's dumb excuses and the whole banana thing, even though it was a joke, it really just gets old. And there's Beast Boy making a mess, and there's Robin's dumb little complaints about Beast Boy, and there's the whole thing about the law of the jungle. So basically, the law of the jungle is that the biggest and the strongest of any primate or any animal, not to sound racist or anything, is the leader of a group or a tribe.
Yeah, that really didn't make sense to me either.
Alright, now let's move on to some other complaints that I've had about this episode, which are the other cons. And there's Beast Boy sitting on Robin, and then like that "let's go and do something" line that's said by Beast Boy. It was written so poorly because, like I said before, it's like the writers and the producers just instantly gave up. It's like they just didn't care about the quality of the writing. And then there's like the thing with the monkey bars. Like that was stupid. I mean, who would want to protect a monkey bar from bullies like a gorilla? I find that extremely idiotic. And that there's like the whole crocodiles thing that makes absolutely no sense. I get that it was a Donkey Kong reference, because King Cool, who is Donkey Kong's enemy, is a crocodile. But yeah, I just didn't like that. and there was like this butt joke where the crocodile bites Beast Boy Gorilla's butt. Yeah, I just didn't like that joke at all.
I've seen better butt jokes than that. SpongeBob always kind of exposes his butt in some parts. Like, that was just, like, basically, interested the adults.
Alright, and there's, like, the freeing gorillas from a zoo. I just didn't like that. And there's Robin and Beast Boy still arguing, which really gets old really quick. And then there's, like, Cyborg being really loud when he says, "Bananas!" And that's, like, ugh. Sorry about that little part with, like, the ear rape here. And there's, like, Cyborg tickling Robin, and then, like, Cyborg has kind of our attitude as well. And then there's also the tower being a mess with, like, all the grass and the vines and, like, the little trees and everything. And they also destroyed that little phone device and they're acting like children. It's just, like, Raven, Starfire, and Beast Boy, they were, like, destroying that thing. And, like, and here's one of the little alpha exercises is like taking the steak from the tiger, and I'm like, a tiger, really? And then there's cleaning up an elephant, which is like, ugh. And then there's like the little snake pit thing, which was kind of disturbing. And after like he realizes that he's the alpha and he's the leader, Robin just throws Cyborg into the pit, basically just leaving him to die. I know he's robotic, but if he were human, and if he were bit by, like, a rattlesnake in a snake pit or something, or if, like, venom was inserted in him, then he would have died. If Robin would have actually cared, then he would have just said, "Hey, I'm just gonna think before I act here. Let's see, I'm not gonna throw my friend into a snake pit, because there are a lot of lethal snakes in there, and I don't want my friend to die. So I'm just gonna leave him out." And then there's like Robin and Cyborg arguing a little bit with each other, even in this exercise. It's like, I just didn't really like that either. And then there's like the "okay, I'll go" joke, which I think just really didn't work. And there's Beast Boy and Robin fighting each other. It's like they're fighting for who's the alpha. And there's Robin getting into Raven and Starfire's faces after he just complimented him being back as the leader. And then there's chaos stealing and suing after Robin gets back his leadership. The only positives that I have for this episode is that, like, Cyborg was the only one doing jumping jacks correctly in the episode. That and Raven, like, calls him Mr. Bossy Pants, which I found pretty funny. And there's Starfire's excuse of, like, accelerating time or something. Time-space continuum. And it was actually true. It wasn't an excuse. And that Raven and Starfire raised good points about, listening is like, if he's gonna be bothering you, he's not gonna listen. And then there's Robin finally standing up to Beast Boy, which was like the good part that I actually kind of liked. And there's Cyborg raising a good point on like raising like the alpha, being like the leader, you know. And there's like Robin's son realization, which, like I said before. And there's Beast Boy changing back to normal, and you know how he does it? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen the episode. Robin tickles him, and Beast Boy says, "Robin is the leader." And he's like, and he changes back. And then Raven and Starfire compliment Robin, and that just has gone sour quick, like, which is one I didn't appreciate here. Otherwise, there's really not much to talk about this whole collection of other episodes, except Teen Titans Go in Season 1 has almost officially gone downhill. And it's like, it's pretty, and that's too bad, because we were off to a great start, with the 4 segmented episodes, some good, some bad, but otherwise, this is just pretty sad, because I was like so encouraged by episodes like Dog Hand, Laundry Day, Legendary Sandwich, and basically some other episodes that I found to be good, of the segmented ones. And it's just like so unfortunate because these episodes have turned a corner in a positive direction. And boy, was I wrong when I encountered episodes like Ghost Boy, Hey Pizza, and yes, even Gorilla. And even Gorilla here, 3 extended pages of notes, not just because of the pros, but because of the cons. There were like way too many cons to count, and it has like the highest con rate almost out of all of the episodes. So, as stated in the beginning, there's 35 cons and 9 pros in total, which could mean that it is the almost absolutely the worst episode of Teen Titans Go Season 1.
I agree. I really hated that episode.
Me too. It was just like so exhausting to get. Like I couldn't even get through like the part of Robin's sour attitude. It's just ugh.
Yeah, I feel you, Raven. I feel you.
Alright, so now with a little bit of time to kill, we are going to go over the ratings. We are going to start with Ghost Boy. This has a lot more pros, a lot more cons than pros, just a little bit more. So this has to be a double bogey for this one. And I really, and a lot of the day or more, since this is the only episode that's like the good one, I'm gonna have to say that this is a birdie slash an albatross, and Hey Pizza is a double bogey because it has more pros and cons. And we have another rating that you guys might have never heard of, and that is the triple bogey. The triple bogey means that it is the worst thing that has ever come to existence, and it is so anger-inducing that you need to stay away from it for life. Gorilla is the very first episode that gets that triple bogey rating. If you ever see this episode or ever in your collection at all, just avoid it at all costs. Ban yourself from watching that episode. Do not even think about watching this episode. It is a sin that Gorilla even exists. And there are like 3 main characters that make this bad: Robin, Beast Boy, and Cyborg. I am finding Robin guilty of having a negative attitude towards the whole episode. I find Beast Boy guilty of being nasty to Robin and having a nasty attitude and even fighting him in the end of the episode. I find Cyborg guilty of having a negative attitude towards Robin and even being left in the dust. I find Starfire innocent of all charges in the episode. And finally, I find Raven innocent of all charges because she is actually the voice of reason in some episodes. And yeah, like I said before, Teen Titans Go Season 1 has definitely gone a bit downhill, and it really is a big bummer that Teen Titans Go in Season 1 has to go into that direction, because it had so much potential to be a good season. But from what I've seen so far, I don't think this might be good.
Yeah, I agree with you on that sentiment. I mean, Teen Titans Go has had some good potential to be a good show, but in Season 1, it's definitely starting to go slightly towards that steep path, and it's not even good.
Yeah, if the writers would have just cared, then maybe they would have, like, fixed a couple things. But no, they just decided to leave it as it is, and it's just so freaking frustrating. I really, really hated it.
Alright, and so, here's like another quote, like, from, Dr. Seuss himself, and, no, or, you know, we're just not gonna do another quote of this one. The other quote, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is gonna get better, it's not. It's good enough as it is already. So, yeah, it's like we said like a bunch of times, it's really bad that Teen Titans Go in season 1 has to go to this direction, and it's not that good. On the bright side, at least we had some stuff to talk about. Alright, with just a little bit of time left, we just want to talk about the little donation links for some charities. If you could donate to the links in the description below for Special Olympics Team Colorado in bowling, unified soccer, aquatics, tennis, and track and field to help them get to Seattle, it would be very, very appreciated. And Team Colorado will thank you for it. And you can also donate to the National Breast Cancer Foundation, and you can also donate to the Autism Society of America if you're not interested in donating to help Team Colorado, or if you just want to donate to another charity that you can support. And a lot of support could really go your way, and yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
Oh, and we also forgot to mention something about the life lessons that we learned just from watching these cartoons. In Ghost Boy, we learned that sometimes a prank can go a bit too far. For La Larva de Amor, we learned that adventure is out there. For Hey Pizza, we learned that it is not okay to harass anyone who is working for a company, especially a pizza delivery establishment. And for Gorilla, we of course have learned that there are a lot of mean and nasty people in the real world, so we need to be careful of how we treat them. So yeah, these are basically the life lessons that we learned from watching them. Anyways, that concludes this episode of the Revamped Teen Titans Go Saga podcast. Please feel free to subscribe, like, and comment, and we will see you guys next time. Until then, this is Raven the Commentator 2001. Raven.
And Robin.
Saying with great wisdom comes great responsibility. Take care, have a nice day, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you for listening.
Yo, what's up, people? This is Poppin' Fresh Rob here. I just wanted to tell you that we are going to be extending that schedule for the process of the podcast for 3 weeks. So we are going to have a brand new podcast out once every 3 weeks. We'll be doing a commentary on like 2 of the episodes, like in every 2 days, for the 2 weeks, and then help all the process, get the process of making the podcast come together in 1 week. So yeah, that's just how the process works. Anyways, this has been Poppin' Fresh Rob speaking. Peace.
This podcast was brought to you by Raven the Commentator 2001 Productions, proud supporter of common sense and brotherly and sisterly love on the internet. The channel motto is, with great wisdom comes great responsibility, and by over 100 Raven community members, including Audrey Does Her Thing. Thank you all for your continued support. Let's work together to make the internet a better place.